Hey everybody, we're going to give people a few minutes to join us in the chat room. Yes, we are doing the chat room.
Whoop, whoop.
Why does it look like I'm trying to put my chest out?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just for the Tribe of Eden merch, that's all. Hi. Why does my microphone keep falling? So we're going to give everyone a little bit to join right in here. Join us in the chat room. Okay, there we go. Are you trying ice on the mic?
Oops.
I listen to this all day, all night, just so you know. And yes, in the sleep too.
I like ice.
I know. I do too, but I don't chew it while we're streaming live. All right, here we go. Clock's ticking. Welcome to the Tribe of Eden TV True Version Show. We are so happy to be here with you on this Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time as we live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining us. We also have this show on Anchor.fm, Spotify, and multiple other podcast platforms. Please follow, like, share, subscribe. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. All right. So, with this incoming flood that we have,
Correct.
Incoming flooding is coming. Our show tonight's about surfing the waves of change. That's it. That's a catchy little title there.
I'll say.
Catchy little title. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone in the chat room. So surfing the waves of change really is going to talk about with this incoming flood to have our surfboards ready.
Right. Spiritual surfboards.
Spiritual surfboards. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Couple things. If you missed Monday's upload to Anchor.fm, you're not going to want to miss it because the end we talk about how much we love each other and how much Walker loves me.
That's true.
I think everyone would love that.
Yeah, you're going to don't miss that one on Monday.
Don't miss that one that we uploaded Monday. So head over to Anchor.fm. Please like, subscribe to the show if you can. Yesterday was a doozy on the Motherella show. We stream live on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We talked about...
Beast. You went full on beast.
So did you. We both did. We both acted full on beast. Maybe dragging out a little bit, and then we had the Dragon Lion team going on the Motherella show. So if you missed that, please go watch the replay called Soul Interruption. All right. So how do you want to start this one out? Because this is a doozy. This is a doozy, and I think we have to have people, there's so many surfboards out there, spiritual surfboards you can use. I don't know, glossy, matte, painted, not painted, picture, no picture. How do we prep them with this surfboard?
Well, I think a lot of people are already kind of drowning.
I know, but we got to get them back up on the board.
They're feeling it.
And kind of paddle their way as the wave's coming in. And then just when you hit that spot, you get your body, you got to use your core muscles to get up on that board, put your legs up and get stance and in position. It's all in the footwork and balance. You're a surfer.
But it's getting ahead of it. is the key.
Totally.
No one's going to surf a wave if it's already broke or
So
if it
true.
broke too early.
So true. That's so true.
So getting ahead of it to ride the top of it is where it
It's so true.
really is coming down to being able to almost predictively be able to schedule one's own spiritual paddling forward
Yeah.
based off of their previous experiences. And in a way where it's not like they're afraid of it.
Yeah.
It's coming from a space of going, oh, I'm so glad that my spidey senses were tingling, right? I'm so glad that this remembrance of what had happened before and this wave that just crashed, being able to go, aha, it's the 3D self that's giving me the warning so I can paddle out in front of it and ride it, have a new learned experience of riding the wave instead of getting smashed by the wave.
I think that's a good point to bring up too about the 3D self. Cancel, clear, delete. Oh, cancel, clear, delete. I did not mean 3D self. The 3D energies that can kind of decoy for information for your higher self. That's what I was trying to say. We're still filtering out, based on what Walker just said, we're still filtering out residual energy. You know, we are still in this dome. We're on our way out, but we're still in the dome. So it's very easy to get caught up in some of the 3D energies just by exiting your home, just by going on social media. But when Walker says about getting ahead of it, we're here to kind of help you already practice as if you're in the new earth. And we vibrate that way. We live our life that way. I think we might have mentioned this on multiple shows before. We're already living Nasara, Jasara, and Quantum. We just live it as in a form of currency. When we have to exchange, I haven't used physical money in I don't even know how long. Everything I do is through my debit card. In the preparation of it's eventually just going to be currency. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I don't use change. I don't use money anymore. I really don't. If you think about you and I for a while now, we've really just operated off as if the system's already set up for Nasara Jasara. I don't get caught up in all the bullshit. Even as a single mom, I mean, sometimes I get kind of pulled back, but you see me come out of it real quick. Mm-hmm. So prepping yourself and getting yourself ahead of it by having some tools that we can provide you to stay in a state of awareness, allow yourself to feel it. Because I think too many people are quick to be like, okay, I don't want to feel this. I change my thoughts. No. Because all you're going to do is suppress it. Feel that 3D experience for just a little bit. It's all about how quickly you filter it out. And then when he brings up the whole, kind of surfing the wave, allowing then not to control it, but allow the flow to sort of enter because remember, we're in quantum, so everything's vibration and frequency. It's almost like we have to teach them to unlearn the old ways of manifesting.
That's exactly what it is.
In order to understand how you flow with vibration and frequency and quantum, because the manifesting is never going to be the same. It's just not.
No, it's completely different. And immediately when someone is in there, three-dimensional thinking and going, oh, I should be thinking 5D thoughts. That's a judgment.
For yourself.
And that judgment actually is judging the old self, which then feels threatened and will then do everything to do what? Defend its reality instead of coming from a space of, oh, that's just the way it was, right? That's just the way that it happened before. Oh, I'm grateful for this awareness because now it's seeing I can figure out how far I need to paddle out in front instead of going, I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to keep looking forward. I'm just going to keep moving forward. There is no wave behind me. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm perfectly protected. I'm sovereign. I'm protected. That wave's going to wipe your ass out.
And stronger than ever, I'm going to be honest, the Matrix is hijacking like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me explain my idea of the Matrix. Mine's a little different because I've been able to see these dark energies for a very, 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 very long time. I think I don't even remember the first year that I saw this kind of hovering of this veil and what's really controlling it. It's been years. So when I say they, I am talking about reptilian systems in place. So I have to be honest when I say that. Even though Matrix technically is like an energy, I say they because I know who's manipulating it in terms of my own connection. So when I say they, I already know. Is that
Mm-hmm.
fair to say?
Yeah.
So they are trying their best to hijack all the 5D. They're trying the best because 5D vibration is so high and strong that it's breaking the dome so quickly that they know our souls are getting ready to enter into the conscious new earth. And as we do that, they lose all fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we're the experiment, we're the simulation, so they lose all fuel. So getting ahead of what's coming with this flood, remember, they will do and pull out all stops to scare the fuck out of you because that's what they want. Fear is what fuels them. However, this debt-based system we live in, the scare tactics of finances right now playing out, the money situation, the tax hikes, I could keep going, the gas hikes, the food itself, how much it's costing, stopping them at the ports, stopping entry, all this, it's almost like watching a football game because the plays are so predictable that I don't even know how people can't see the playbook. Mm-hmm. It is so predictable that there's no reason why you can't get ahead of it so you're not sucked up into it once that wave comes because it's coming very quickly within the week.
And we're not talking about a space of over planning. We're not talking because I'll tell you what, when it comes to surfing, if you over plan, if you paddle out too far, you're going to be stuck because the wave's going to break. You're going to be way too far ahead of it and you're not going to go anywhere. It's just you're going to get right back here. The tide's going to come in, pull you right back. So this constant thing of either getting crushed by the wave or missing the wave or catching it before it breaks, before you can surf it, that tide's going to come in, it's going to pull you right back out. What we're talking about is being able to realize, I've seen this wave before. I know what this feels like. I know what happened to me last time. Mm-hmm. And in that space going, that's a 3D thought, I'm in fear. But going, hey, I appreciate that 3D thought in order for me to better prepare my soul, right? For my fifth dimensional experience that I'm going to do what? I'm going to follow through with. The paddling in front of it is the follow through. When someone says, that's my old life and I'm not going to do that, and I can just stand here and nothing's going to happen because I'm divinely protected. Well, faith without action is dead. If there's no action to prove that, to make that step forward, what are we just going to, hey, Galactics, can you just pull me up out of this mess? I don't want to deal with it. Being connected to the collective, they're not just going to pull you out of something. Mm-hmm. There wouldn't be a lesson there anyway, especially when we're talking about the collective wave and then personal waves.
But getting ahead of it, we can pull ourselves out.
Well, riding your personal wave will actually get you to the next break, which you'll ride the collective wave. Mm-hmm. In a way that the rest of the collective is, they're being drowned. There's this giant wave about to crush them. You're on top of it. You're riding free.
And in the predictions we talk about, and we're getting ready to upload the next prediction, by the way. There is what appears to be some scary shit coming, but at the same time, it's so exciting. Like, I don't know. I think you feel the same way, but some of the stuff that these fear tactics, I kind of get like a drive. Like, I'm like, yes.
Well,
yeah.
Riding the wave is exhilarating.
Yes. And it's exciting.
Being under the wave sucks.
When we get certain channel information and we go down the rabbit hole and we see all this, I mean, these false leaders, I mean, they are strongholding us as humans. We're watching crimes against humanity. We're watching weather manipulation. We're watching the V. At the same time, we're watching the highest number of deaths from a vaccine in the history of this globe in 6 months. 6 months, the highest number. You're not being told that, but it is. It's there. You can just go look. It's there. Add it up and then go back and add up from the very first V that was ever created. We have more deaths in 6 months than we have in it's genocide. It's genocide.
Yeah.
Now that can come across very scary. And I'm not trying to be at all disheartening when I say this. At the same time, it's exhilarating because we're watching finally the system collapsing. We're watching the dome, this simulation, this experiment against us collapse right before our eyes.
And you're watching those in authority overreaching.
Oh,
truly
so
showing you that they give zero fucks about you as a human being.
Anyone who thinks that the government's working for us, yeah, you're mind fucked.
There's very few people that agree that that's the case. And then there's some that are on the other paradigm, right, where they're waiting for, the red wave. We'll wait for the red wave to come because we don't like this blue wave. The red wave is going to save us. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's two sides of the same coin. You'll have the blue wave, which lets you down, and then you realize, oh, wow, that's a really, and then then after all that's out, and go, okay, everyone's going to the red wave. Oh, wait, it's the same thing as the blue wave. It's still a wave.
We already were informed about this in the movie The Matrix. I'm telling everybody, just go watch The Matrix. You'll see the red pill, blue pill right in the movie.
I mean, if anybody thinks that these political ideologies are going to save you, the galactics aren't even going to save you. So. So what's coming is, there's going to be a wave. Everyone's aware of it. You can feel it in your bones. You can feel the swell. You can feel it coming. Sitting out there in this ocean of the unknown. The unknown's out there. It's kind of scary. This wave is coming. And people go, well, I'm preparing. I'm getting all of these things. And that's out of fear. Coming from a space of saying, I know the wave is coming. How can I get ahead of it? What is it teaching me? How can I remain in my sovereignty to ride this thing all the way to the end? Because they're going to keep pummeling with waves. But won't it be awesome if you're so far out on the first one, you catch that one and the next one and the next one, you never have to come down. You ride it all the way into shore. You ride it all the way into 5D. And those that are, talking about like, how do I stop these 3D thoughts? You don't want to stop them. They are assisting you.
Well, they're a signal, aren't they?
They are a signal by assisting you to show you what is in resistance. When we talk about ego, 3D ego thoughts, remember, ego's initial intention was to protect you and give you spatial awareness so you don't fall off a cliff or bump into walls. The ego, when it's giving that signal that's saying something's coming, and you go, thank you for that. Thank you for that 3D thought, because now I can actually course correct I remember the wave pummeled me last time. But if I can get right out to here, that same wave is going to come at that same point, but look, it raises you up. So if I sit there and go, I shouldn't be thinking 3D thoughts, I'm going to be so paralyzed by judging my 3D thoughts that the wave's going to smack me in the back of the head, and it's going to be a while before I come up for air until the next wave.
And give yourself some grace, because a lot of times when we hear about how do I stop these 3D thoughts, you have to remember your indoctrination started upon the first breath outside of whomever your vessel was.
Programming started day one.
Literally, upon that head coming either out of the vagina, out of an abdomen, through a C-section, whatever it may be. That is the first day the indoctrination, the system took over your soul. Upon birth and first breath. I was a midwife, OB-GYN nurse before I became a midwife, so I know how the system plays out, and it's very methodical from the minute the head either comes out of the woman's vagina or out of the abdomen during a C-section.
Either one is traumatic.
Yeah.
It's a nice, warm, safe place, and the next thing is like all this fucking light.
Right. And starts the
pushing pressure.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And then
everything about it's traumatic.
And then whisked away.
Immediately removed from the mother.
You're on the chest. You can't do this. You got to lay the woman down. You got to strap her. You can't get up. You can't pee. You got to put the baby on here. You got to hit it. You got to footprint it right away, because we have to give it to the government. Get that birth certificate going. Time of birth is also the time of death. You know, if you look at the whole how we give up our soul, our name, you know, with our birth certificate. So which
determines their exit through the zodiac channel.
Totally. And which that should be we should talk about that. That's going to be a great show. Actually, we should do that next. But you have to allow yourself some grace, because so many people have awakened so quickly. They don't want the 3D thoughts, but they forget you could have been already in this indoctrination for like 30 years, 40 years, and you want to stop this infiltration, these imprinted thoughts in a year. It takes work. It takes clearing. It takes healing. It takes coddling that inner child, healing the inner child. Rescripting is something I learned through my PhD program, and through thoughts and feeling rescripted. There's a lot of truth to that rescription when it comes to shifting out the DNA in terms of thought process. So it takes work. It's something you have to practice. It has to become a lifestyle for it to actually end up being into flow. So when you're having these 3D thoughts, yes, it might anger you. Yes, it might frustrate you. I even still to today get mad. He watches me. Mm-hmm. The minute it happens and I start yelling, and it's like, not today. You're not fucking hijacking me anymore. I'm too smart for that shit. But it's a process. It's a lifestyle. So give yourself some grace.
And grace is gratitude in action.
Yes.
Meaning that grace is coming from a space of going, okay, I'm not going to judge the thought. Mm-hmm. The thought showed up. The emotion chose me. I didn't choose it. So exactly. Here it is. Here's the emotion. Here's the feeling. And here's the thought. And then going, okay, what does this thought mean? What is the meaning behind it? Why is it there? And from that, being able to take that apart and going, oh, you're trying to protect me from getting hurt like last time. Thank you. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to show you as being the observer and actually the one in charge, right? How we're going to have a new learned experience, because what it was it wasn't that it was the bad thing happened. It was that I wasn't prepared for the bad thing. Now that I'm prepared, I know how to get ahead of it, or I know how to go around it, or with the case of a wave, just far enough in front of it so that it picks me up, lifts me up, and I can paddle. And then as I'm up on top, I can stand and just ride it the whole way in. You know, there's nothing like being in flow with the universe. I'm telling you, life will be very, very different for you. Quantum energy living is vibration and frequency. It is not think this way 5,000 times, repeat this 70,000 times, visualize this 100,000 times. That is the old manifesting system.
To truly manifest, you have got to be in flow with vibration and frequency, because we are in quantum living now. It won't go back. We're entering the new earth. There is no way, unless your soul chooses to disconnect and stay in the 3D, then you can go back to the old system. But I don't know about you, but we're here to teach everybody the new system and stay in it.
Yep.
Because it's a great life. Once you're in it, you're never going to want to go back.
And changing the entire thought process about what a 3D thought is. It changes the entire paradigm of judging it. Mm-hmm. In fact, you should be getting excited because you're going, oh my God, it's showing me exactly where all the resistance is, and it's showing me where I'm not in flow. It's like showing you the blockages. Mm-hmm. In a space where you can now take the time to create a space that where those blockages are once removed will create flow.
I love this. So we'll be right back. We're going to take a short break. I can't believe the first half is already done. We'll be right back after the commercial break. Welcome back to the Tribe of Eden TV True Version Show, as we are talking about surfing the waves of change. If you missed the first half of the show, please go back and listen to it. We are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. We normally live stream on Instagram and TikTok, but as always, there are issues going on. So we are just doing our work in the best way we fucking can. How about that? If you want to join us in the official Tribe of Eden subscription group, lots of amazing videos are being uploaded every week. You can do so at vimeo.com/on-demand/Tribe of Eden. Again, that's vimeo.com/on-demand/Tribe of Eden. It is $20, and trust me, you will love our community. We have a lot new announcements too. You can check out on the website, motherella.com or avatararmory.com. We have the galactic reading going on. We have special discount for a 3-question follow-up after your galactic reading for all tribe members. We have a new service coming out that we're not ready to announce yet, but we will next week. It is with the children. We have done tons and tons of children reading galactic reads already, and we're just loving it. We have so much enjoyment with that. And we're also doing a 15-minute reading together. So you get the both of us asking us anything you want, and you can book that too on either website. So, all right, we were talking about surfing the waves of change. Mm-hmm. This is a good one. And I think, like you said, getting ahead of the wave so you don't get suffocated and.
Well, you hear that whole thing, right? Oh, it's a negative thought. Think happy thoughts. Okay, yeah.
It's not that easy.
The wave's coming. Just turn around and ignore it and think happy thoughts and see where your ass goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
That's all those people who
in fact, just sit on your board and wait for it to get there. That whole entire thing of judging it, because here's a whole different way of looking at it. Mm-hmm. Flow comes from a space of what is. Flow comes from a space of the path of least resistance, not no resistance, least resistance.
Yeah.
And that is only going to be as restrictive and create that resistance to the capacity of the old patterns and the old ways of doing things. So people come from this space of going, oh, I'm in a negative thought. I shouldn't be thinking negative thoughts. Well, why don't we just take a step back and look at the negative thought? What you're calling a negative thought is just a thought. There's nothing negative about it. There's no negative connotation to it other than it's a thought that you don't want to think because you don't like the result of what happened when you thought it and when it happened to you. It creates this neural pathway that is the way it's always going to be because it happened one time. That's bullshit. That's not how reality works. That's how the matrix likes to work, because then it can create those neural pathways to continually project and manifest that which the person doesn't want. But if you think of it as, well, that I didn't like the outcome, right? The outcome was just what it is. It's just what was. It's not negative or positive. So coming from a space of going, okay, so that thing gave me the result, and I'm not judging it. I'm saying it's almost like this little observer sitting on the vessel on the ship is going, oh, there's rocks ahead, Captain. There's rocks ahead. We're going to hit the rocks. I'm telling you, we hit the rocks before. Remember how long it took in port? Remember how long we had to repair the ship, blah, 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 blah. And you go, I appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and go this direction, and we'll just miss the rocks. Well, I don't know. There's rocks ahead. It's pretty scary. Look, I'm the one running I'm the one. Do you know that the steering wheel of a ship is called a cybernetic? Yeah. It means steering. Cybernetics is steering the brain and not judging what the thought is or what the emotion is, because that is it is showing you in your space where the resistance is and where it's resisting flow. Now, I've seen people say, I don't know how to get out of this.
I have seen that.
And they're not even coming from a space of, like, they're not even coming from a space of, this is my past playing out. They're coming from a space of, this is just my life. This is just, they're so confined, like we talked about. And
suffocated, caged.
On Tuesday, when we talked about the spiritual interruption, there is a disconnect in that space where they're not even self-aware that they're 3D thoughts. They are just so confined to these karmic imprints and these programs that they believe it's fate. They're just fated to experience it over and over again.
Or they are just in such a state of mind manipulation that they just want to live their life and don't give a fuck about anything else. Like, there's no contribution to what's playing out for humanity right now. They're not. And you'll hear. So here's your other state of awareness. Here's one of the things that I don't pat myself on the back very often, but this part I will. A lot of my learning to be the spiritual sovereign soul that I am is not just from me connecting and learning and from my council member at, my galactic 12, 13 now. It's also by being awakened in this life experience. And I think that, at least for me, when I'm listening to people talk and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? That is if I say in my head, what the fuck, that's my first sign that I'm either going to get hijacked, because my first initial response is to wait to grab the person and be like, are you fucking kidding me? Or I'm an observer, right? Or I sit and observe and I learn what not to be. I look at them and go, I cannot believe you are that self-absorbed and you are that much in your ecosystem and unaware, disconnected from source, don't have a connection to your higher self, that you actually are operating within your own orbit. Nothing in this world outside of your indoctrination matters. Humanity doesn't matter to you. Well, you know what? Humanity matters to me. It matters to me because, one, it's my mission. And two, I have children and they have a mission. And even though I'm their vessel, I would love to pave the way for them not to experience the crap for 250 years this dome has created for trapping us as human souls. So utilize a way to get ahead of the storm that's coming. A way to get ahead of the wave is start listening around you without talking. Silence yourself and just listen what's playing out around you. And I can assure you, you're going to think to yourself, oh, this is easy. I can get out of this 3D thought right away because I don't want to sound like this. I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to be like that. These people don't care about humanity. They care about themselves. They care about themselves. They want their life back. They want to go spend their money, travel, do what they want. They don't care about humanity. That is someone who's in a state of awareness that can hear people around them, see what's playing out around them. That's almost like a remote view, a little bit. And you're energetically, almost like you're energetically scanning what's happening around you. That's another way to stop your 3D thoughts because it keeps you in practice to not be 3D because you're actually in it. You walk out of your house, you hear these people. I mean, how many times do we walk out of our homes and we see people? We have somebody that lives by us. She's double masked with long clothes on and gloves. Double masked. Now, mind you, it's 91 and humid. Double masked, never wears short pants. Pants are down to the ankle, shirts down to the wrist, and gloves. Okay, no joke. Instead of judging, do I want to slap her and be like, get the fuck up, wake the fuck up? Absolutely. But I can't. She's already gone. In my opinion, she's already fucking disconnected. However, it reminds me that, oh my God, I could have gone into 3D by being fearful. Oh shit, if she's wearing that, maybe I should wear gloves or maybe I should wear a mask or man, it's trickery, right?
We've seen the Matrix glitch.
Absolutely.
We've seen a person walking their dog every day with a mask on and
no joke.
Wearing a mask. And Motherella looks at me and she goes, look at they're the problem. Look at these people are the problem. And I said, are they the problem or are they just what the Matrix wants us to see in a microcosmic kind of scale? So we think that everybody's like this all around us. So we start to get, if you look at how the news is constructed, how they take a magnifying glass and they take all the bad and they put it on fear porn 24/7. That is exactly how the Matrix works to make it feel like we're all alone and we're the only ones that think this. And they restrict the bandwidth and make sure we only get this curated fear porn, even in our own environment.
So how did they get ahead of it?
So what was crazy was she's saying, look at this idiot wearing a mask and being a dumbass. And this was before she had this epiphany. And I said, this is what the Matrix wants you to see. This is what the Matrix is placing in front of you to create this false reality that everybody thinks this way.
Or put me in a state of anger, because it angers me that they're contributing to the crimes against humanity. So it angers me.
And they don't know that. And it's, they say ignorance is bliss. From that kind of space, they have peace of mind. Literally, peace of mind. Silence. Nothing bothers them in that capacity. They don't get it. They don't understand. But I said, is that reality or is that just what the Matrix is looking to show us? So and I swear to God,
he's not lying.
He took his mask off.
He did. No joke.
Took his mask off.
Haven't seen him with it since.
I said, did the Matrix just glitch out? And she was like, whoa, what did we just witness? Mm-hmm. And it was like.
Hasn't worn it since. Now, mind you, it was 24/7.
24, like indoors, outdoors,
on a walk,
walks
walking the
3
dog,
dogs.
at the pool.
Always, every time. So
Hasn't had it on since.
And I was like, did he just get instantly vaccinated and then he just decided he'd take it off? Like so from the Matrix, it's like, I don't know how to fly a helicopter. Okay, now I know how to fly a helicopter. That's a neural network. The Matrix uses Inhumans to protect the Matrix through these neural networks. And so they project themselves. However, it's going to look like we actually are in reality. And then you'll watch, you'll have a conversation about something, and then Trump will come up, and then you watch people that were not even involved in the conversation will have to defend the Matrix by saying, oh, he's a racist fucking asshole. And it's like, I wasn't talking to you. Who are you? Why are you inserting yourself into? Is that what normal people do? Is they insert themselves into conversations that they have nothing to do with?
Right here on social media and in the chat rooms and stuff.
Well, most people say shit on social media they never say to my face.
Keep going.
So
if you don't like what we're saying, keep going.
So that's the crazy thing is if one believes that their reality isn't completely curated according to their upbringing, their experience, their programming, all of those things to keep them in that space where they're constantly getting beaten down by the wave behind them. It's gonna, I got blindsided. The 3D thought of going, we're gonna get blindsided. Wait a second, is there a wave behind us? Yeah, it's coming. Okay, great. Oh, perfect, thank you. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this, we're gonna move, because what is fear? See, everything about being in an observation and getting ahead of the wave is about what? Being proactive. Everything about fear is reactive. It's that survival impulse and reaction. Fear is forget everything and react. If you come from an observational point and go, that's what it's doing, I'm forgetting everything and reacting, or I can assess the situation from an observation and say, I see what you're saying. It's essentially the inner child's experience, right? We think of just the child's experience of this is the way the world works, and be able to assess that situation and go, I see what you're talking about, but guess what? I'm not going to let that happen because I'm going to do what? I'm going to follow through and be proactive. Instead of, like you hear with a lot of spiritual teachers and stuff that says, just sit in your stillness and peace and the wave won't affect you.
We are not in a position to sit in
You're in a dome.
You're in a dome.
They will drown you if they want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they say, just allow faith, trust.
We've allowed faith.
Why?
And it's not changing right now.
Why would a God-like energy, right, source-powered entity,
give away their power?
Just allow someone and say, I give it to a higher power, and then the higher power lets them down, and then they're like, God, why did you forsake me? It's like, you didn't do it on your own. You saw the shit was coming. It's like a priest. I heard a priest say, but why would God allow this awful V to happen to people? Is God supposed to stop the man from falling when he throws himself from the cliff? Is that what's...
No, he wasn't... Our job as a sovereign
It's free will.
It's free will.
Because we're in a free will space. If we want to say, I give my power to Buddha, I give my power to Shiva, I give my power, something protect me. Mm-hmm. How is it going to protect oneself if they've essentially given away their own power to make a difference, to make a change, to come from a space of faith? It's the follow through that allows the divine intervention to play out. Mm-hmm. The galactics cannot move heaven and earth to save you if you won't save yourself. Pure and simple. That's all there is to it. The spirit guides can give you guidance. They're inside the dome. Galactics are not. Mm-hmm. So when people say, why don't they just raise this shit and why don't they do? Because there's so much free will. There's so much karma that has to play out with people.
But is that
including the robots?
That's all part of the experiment.
It's all part of the experiment.
They wanted to see.
But until there's a collective consciousness awakening that goes, wait a second. This karma game, the reincarnation, all this stuff, this is all a fabricated experiment. If they don't know that, remember there's a certain part being in a body, collectively, we're connected to the collective. Why? Because it's part of the soil. It's part of a carbon-based life form, right? This is all reality playing itself out. Mm-hmm. So there's a certain level that you can personally do. And like I said, if you are proactive.
Let's tell them how to be proactive.
That proactive is as soon as you feel fear, say, forget everything and react. Oh, wait, that's what I'm doing. Forgetting all my teachings, forgetting all my knowledge, forgetting 5D thoughts, I'm forgetting everything and going, fuck, it's coming at me. That is fear. But if you see it that, okay, here I am experiencing fear, which is a reaction. How can I come from a space to see what these things are that are in front of you that are going to cause this wave? Because it's coming. How can you get ahead of it to the point where you ride the whole thing, because it's a new learned experience.
Stay connected within your own knowing.
And that your own knowing comes from a space of what? Being proactive, realizing that you're forgetting everything and reacting. If you're not in reaction, you're not in your survival animal instinct that says it happened once, it's going to happen again. You ever seen like a guinea hen? They're super flighty. And it's like, if you're like this far away from them and they take off. They are so reactive because they are in a constant state of survival. Look at cockroaches. Cockroaches have the frequency of about 3 hertz. 3 hertz, which is total survival. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. You can smash them and they're still alive.
How he knows that, I have no idea.
Everything after a complete and total nuclear fallout, you'd still have cockroaches, right? Why? Because they live in a constant state of survival. That's their only space. So if we're always in survival, we're always on edge. They don't have souls. They don't have that experience of being able to have free will. This is how we differ from animals and everything else. Animals have souls, but not the same. They don't have a human soul.
So those who aren't connected are cockroaches?
Does not compute. I mean, basically. Think about it. So you know what you just said.
He's full of knowledge.
What you just said, if you think about it, what you just said about people going, I just want to go back to normal. I just want this. I just want that.
They're roaches.
Think about it, though, because they come from a space of, I just want to feed off of everybody else doing the work. They're not really actually wanting to do anything. They want everybody else to do it for them. And that's why they say, well, I don't care. I just wanted to go back to normal. What do I have to do to make that happen? They don't give a fuck about humans. They don't give a fuck about what's required. Just let it go. Let it go. They are living off of other people and other people's actions. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to be bothered by it.
Or they bury their head in the sand.
Right. They're just like if this is what I got to do, whatever, what's the closest avenue that I can get to the food and to the enjoyment and to all of those things. So there's nothing wrong with thinking about oneself. There's nothing wrong with just being like, I don't want to connect to people and I just want to do me. Great. You should.
Yes. But
you shouldn't be taking away from others and making sure they're doing the work for you.
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with being,
you're clear.
I'm in this sovereign state. I'm doing this. I'm not taking anything from anybody else.
Right. That's self-love. But say that again. So it's okay to do you.
It's okay to do you.
And do self-love. But as long as you're not taking
away other people's, not expecting other people to do it for you.
Yes. Exactly.
So these individuals that say, I just want things to go back to normal. They don't care about other people's freedoms. They don't care about other people's liberty. They don't care about other people's sovereignty. No. Wear a mask. Just do it so we can go eat. Right? That's all they care about. They don't care. And they want everybody else to solve the problem for them. Just let them do it.
And they're in the bait and switch.
So they can't be bothered with critical thinking.
They're in bait and switch. You can bait them and then they switch their mind.
Easily. Like I said, I see people walking around, and when you talk to them about anything, they will spit out and regurgitate something that they heard. And I'll say, wow, I heard that. Feels like I heard that on the media somewhere. There's no critical thinking. They don't have to think for themselves. It's curated for them. And then they go, well, did you know that da-da-da-da-da? And I was like, where's your evidence for that?
And these are this, who
are your sources?
I'm so glad you brought that up because I don't know what happened after my birthday. After I turned 52 years young last week. And
spiritually 25.
Spiritually 25. I love that. And spiritually, I'm not going to be a silent majority anymore.
No.
I sat in, I'm not talking about engaging and arguing. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to be a spiritual silent majority anymore. If you come at me with your fucking bullshit of your opinion and your things, I'm standing in my sovereignty and
Well, you have every
do.
much as right
I
to
do.
say your opinion too.
I do. It's not even an opinion. It's shut your fucking mouth and go do your fucking homework. Until then, I don't want to hear a fucking word out of your mouth. Holding them accountable, there's nothing wrong with holding people accountable anymore.
No. And that's the majority of the problem.
To run roughhouse over us spiritual 5D people for months. All these people are silenced, who are speaking truth and trying to wake people up, and we've been silenced. You know what? We don't need to be the silent majority anymore. From a spiritual state of being, I'm not going to hold back my inner truth anymore. I'm going to say whatever I choose on my show, my platform, whatever. And if it doesn't resonate, move the fuck on. But I'm done being, quote unquote, a silent majority.
And this also comes from when is it proper to make sure that you take a stance for yourself, and when is it something that's trying to hijack you?
Correct.
So that you're going to get so hijacked by getting into a fight about something, you won't see the wave coming and bashing you over the head.
Because people can hijack you.
Absolutely.
Because the Matrix will use other beings, because a lot of them don't have souls and they're disconnected, but they will use that as a decoy. They will put them in front of you so you can get pissed off, engaged, and react.
So if it comes from this is how I see it. If the person's forcing me to do something, I need to take a stand and say something. If it's someone spouting their opinion about something,
that's different.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit either.
If it's someone doing something I don't like, but it's not hurting anybody, I don't care.
Right.
I have to look at it as I don't like that, so that has something to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
If it is someone going around forcing other people to do something, that is when I take a stand and I say that is absolutely wrong. You are in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because everybody is fine with their own level of however they want to experience reality until they tell someone else how to do it. Then they're in the wrong.
And I hope we don't come across like that, because we're not here to tell people how to
do
anything in a negative light. We're just trying to teach you things that have worked in the years and years and years that we've been doing this. And we hope it resonates.
It always comes
incorporated into your own life, making it your own.
As an invitation, a recommendation, never a prognosis, never a prescription.
Right.
Ever.
So I think a lot of you will really resonate with this episode. And I think with what's coming, this was very much needed at a time like this, because this next week, the flood is coming. The flood is coming, so be prepared, because it's on its way. It's on its way. So get ahead of it. So with that said, we're going to now end the show. I can't believe this went this fast. Join us every Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Tribe of Eden True Version Show, or follow us and subscribe to us on vimeo.com/on-demand/Tribe of Eden. We love you all. The light has won, and nothing in 3D goes to 5D.